If a comment pisses you off because deep down inside, you know that it might be true. Welcome, everyone, to another live. I wanted to start with that statement because it's very important to take the responsibility on ourselves. It's easy to say that, this person is pissing me off because they say that I'm ugly, or this person is pissing me off because they say I'm not a good entrepreneur. This person is pissing me off because they're saying that my videos are not good. And I think the only reason why they're pissing you off is because deep down inside, you feel like it's true even though it's not true. I'm not saying it's true, but you believe it is. And that's when the inner work needs to start. I think everyone's so focused on like the strategy, right? Like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, am I supposed to upload videos a certain amount of time? Am I supposed to create a business that way? Is this a business blueprint I'm supposed to follow? Do I need to follow this kind of beauty regimen? Do I need to do all of these different things? And all of those things work. But what you really need to focus on is yourself. 80% of the work that you put in is in yourself. Because if you don't work on yourself and you have the best plans in the world and you have the best strategies in the world, someone will make a comment at you and it's going to completely destroy you. Because deep down inside, you believe it's true. Like, so for example, I was working with a client yesterday. This is why I'm talking about this. And she had someone who said to her, like, maybe you should delegate the job of the CEO to someone else. And it really pissed her off. It pissed her off because at that time she was feeling very unhappy with herself. She was feeling, and this happens all the time to people, okay? So it's like we all have insecure moments. It's not like we're perfect. And even if you do a lot of inner work, there's still times that you are going to feel a certain way and you're not going to feel that positive all the time. And it's perfectly fine. So it came at a time that she wasn't feeling great. And it really freaking pissed her off. And I asked her, I was like, deep down inside, do you believe that's true? And at first she said, no, it's not true because she's in a different state. She obviously believes that's not true right now. But in that moment, she was feeling insecure. She felt like maybe what he's telling me is true. That's why it's pissing me off. That's when we need to start getting curious with ourselves. So, whatever your thing is, maybe someone calls you a certain name, right? Maybe some people call you inadequate, or some people say that you will never amount to anything, and that really stokes a fire in you, or you get pissed off and all of that. This is when you need to start getting curious and ask yourself the questions like, do I somewhere believe that it's true? And why do I believe this is true? Obviously, there's a part of me that I haven't accepted yet. So can you accept that? For example, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. They hate it when people say, well, your business is never going to succeed. Okay, great. So is there a part of you that believes that your business is not going to succeed that you need to accept fully and just love it? And it's like, I'm insecure about the fact that my business may not succeed and I could accept myself for that. And when you call things for what it is, it disappears. It just does. And immediately, like, I don't actually feel that it's secure anymore. And if you still feel like it, so maybe there's certain things, there's a gap. Maybe there's a gap in skills that you need to go and obtain. Maybe there's certain work that you need to do. When I first started off as a speaker, it used to really piss me off when people would say, well, how can you be a speaker when you haven't experienced any of those things? Right. And and I remember all my friends and people who are really kind and supportive to me, they would say, Lily, that's not true. They're just being a troll. I knew deep down inside I felt like it was true because I felt insecure about it. So what did I do? I took the suggestion, even though it came from a very negative place. I took a positive spin on it, and and that's when I started getting more experience. That's when I started doing the inner work. That's when I started doing a lot of coaching. And the more coaching I did, the more people I came across, the more patterns I started seeing, the more people I started to help, the more people I started seeing changing and shifting who I was working with. It built me the confidence. So if I were to now step on stage and speak, which is not something I'm interested in anymore, but if I do that, if someone says that to me, I don't care. I like it's not even something I would even flinch on because I have done the work. to be okay with someone saying that to me. And and I know what you're thinking. Like, what if people are just plain old mean and they say that I don't like your face. Your face is ugly. I don't like the fact that you're Asian. I don't like the fact that you're X, Y, and Z. Yeah. You wish them love and just let them go on their way. But it's also reflecting it back. Why would it piss you off that someone doesn't like you because you're a certain race? Is there a part of you that needs a lot of healing? Are there certain things that you need to work on? Because really, whatever people say, it shouldn't bother you, right? So I know it's I know it's a hard it's a tough pill to swallow. It really is. Because you're taking the responsibility on yourself. You're like, oh, this person's such a troll. They're telling me all of these things. Yeah. They wouldn't piss you off if deep down inside you didn't believe it was true. You would just like, okay, delete, bye. Or not delete, whatever you want to do. So take a look at yourself. I think it's it's worth doing. It's not fun and comfortable in the beginning, but it's worth doing. At this point, I'm going to walk over to chat to see what you guys have got. Good morning to everybody. Let's see. Um, okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Ruslana, nice to see you. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have a question, please write it. Please write it in the chat or write in the comments as well. A couple of things that you can do to work on your inner self is have some kind of meditation practice. Maybe if it's going for a walk, spending time in nature, connecting with yourself, anything that will help you connect with yourself. This is something that I learned recently. When I first started off in my business, I was very much about strategy. I was very much about the hustle and the grind, and I was very much about all of that, which is good, because I think a lot of people need to start taking action and start doing things towards their business. But if that's all you're doing and you're not working on your inner self, none of the tools and the strategies are going to work, right? So, what are some of the things you can do? What are some of your non-negotiables? I know it's 2019, so everyone's kind of thinking about that. So what are some of the things that you can do? Don't overload yourself and have 10 different things that you want to do. What are the top 3? Like the top 3 for me would be number 1 is meditation because that's very important for me. That's the first thing I do in the morning. I wake up, I don't do anything else. I just sit and I meditate. And this is where all my ideas come from. This is where I realize what I need to do for the rest of the day. I don't focus on anything else but that. Number 2 for me is for me to take care of my health. It's absolutely important because if you don't have that, what else do you have? And a lot of people focus on their health later on. It's like, oh, I'm just going to grind and work on my business right now, and whatever. I won't worry about that. And then you have a lot of money, and then now you can take care of your health. But reality is, you should have been taking care of your health all along, and it doesn't require a lot. You know. Um, and the last thing is to do some form of service work, like some form of contribution. Somehow I can give back. That's it. And those are the 3 things that I focus on every single day to work on myself. Oh, yeah, and then the 4th thing would be I do a lot of learning as well. I do a lot of courses, I follow a lot of content, I read a lot, I do a lot of journaling exercises. I do tons of that because it's very important to invest in yourself. And then you could go out there and do everything else. But I think it's always the reverse. Or maybe you're the kind of person all you've been doing is taking care of yourself. And then maybe on the flip side is you start need to taking care of other people or start doing working on your business. Maybe you have focused a little bit too much on personal development and now you need to start focusing on your business, which is cool too. Like whatever it is, right? You have to always shine the light on yourself. It's like, what am I missing here? What needs to be taken care of? And what can I do right now in this moment to take care of it? If there's something that you need to take care of it in this moment instead of just talking about it. Talking about it feels amazing. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have a workout plan, I'm gonna get rid of all bunch of shit in my life, I'm gonna, start telling people how I actually feel. Okay, great. It's great talking about it because it makes you come up with a realization of that, but actually do it in the moment. That builds way more momentum than just talking about it, because so many people just sit and talk and talk and talk about what they want to do, but they don't actually do it. And you have to take action. Okay, let me go check and quickly check. I now have 1 minute left. All right, so we got Edgar Alcantara. So you have a question for me. Awesome. Okay, so Edgar, I used to have a friend with sociopath tendency, and he would install fear, uncertainty into anyone who would get close to him. He became this energy vampire that would get me upset and would feed on that. Okay, awesome. So I'm assuming that Edgar, he is no longer your friend because you said I used to have a friend with sociopath tendencies. Yes. So here's what I believe. I believe that there are people in this world that are not nice, and they could be sociopath. You know, they could be energy vampires, and they probably feed off people feeling insecure and all of that. But that's something that we cannot control. We cannot change people if they don't want to be changed. Nobody will ever change for us. What we can do is change our own framing. And that's what I'm talking about, right? And it sounds to me that you're no longer friends with this person. So amazing. So you did change your circumstances. So that's why I'm focusing on this. You know, it's not allowing people to get in to your mind and start to tell you all of these different things that are not even true. I'm saying this, I think we perceive that it's actually true when it's not. Because there's a part of you that needs healing. There's a part of you that needs forgiving. There's a part of you that needs work. Maybe you believe it's not true, when you're feeling good, but when you're feeling like shit and you're feeling insecure, you start to believe it's true. So that's when, what do you need to do? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to start taking more action? Do you need to go and learn certain skills? Do you need someone to talk to you about certain things? That's when it's always about taking responsibility for your own actions and for your own perceptions, because that's all we have. You don't have anything else. So thank you for sharing. I love it. Okay. So let me see what else you got. Okay. Do you need any personnel? I don't know what that means. Roslana, I graduated from general high school with earned money. I want to obtain a doctorate. I do. I have found a great painting of Beijing opera. Okay, so Roslana, uh, this is a very loving hug and loving nudge forward for you. Don't ask people what they need. Find out what they need. Go into, if I'm someone that you really want to help, maybe I'm not. Maybe you're just dropping by to see what, maybe I need it or maybe I don't. But if there's someone that you really want to help and want to serve, come from a place of contribution. Just look at the things that they're working on and see how you can add value and actually do the work. I'm going to give you an example of Evan Carmichael. He was investing a lot of time into his Instagram, and one of the fans for him saw that there's something that he could do to his Instagram that would really help him. So what he ended up doing was, his fan, what he did was he actually put together a little Instagram proposal for him. And he's like, I don't even think it was a proposal. He just made the page look different. And he's like, hey, you know what? I think this is going to really help you. I would like to suggest this. And that's it. He just left it as that. He did the work because he knew that Evan was spending a lot of time on his Instagram. And Evan liked his work. They did some back and forth adjustments together, and he hired him, right? Because the person found out what it is that Evan needs help with. He put together something without asking what it is, and then that's how he got hired. But you always have to come from that direction. So do I need any personnel? No, I don't. Right? But maybe there are other things I do need help with. If you do genuinely want to help me, you could do some research on it. But most people, you're not going to get help by doing that. to be honest. So, nice loving nudge ahead for you. And I wish you all the luck. Anyways, guys, take care. Have an amazing day. And I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Take care.